If you're running a B2B agency and you want new clients showing up to your sales calls already trusting you, then this video is exactly for you. I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step process to creating a YouTube video for your B2B business in 2026. From picking the idea all the way to posting it live. And to make this as useful as possible, I'm going to break down a real video we made for one of our clients the whole way through. And by the way, this is the exact same process we use for clients who have generated nearly $500,000 in combined revenue. So let's get into it. So first, we need to understand that there are 9 steps to creating a YouTube video for your B2B agency. And I'm going to walk you through every single one of them. First, we have idea, hook, body, CTA, recording, editing, thumbnail, SEO, and distribution. Each step builds on the last, and if you skip one of them, that's usually where things fall apart. I've seen agencies put out content for months and get 0 clients from it, and almost every single time it comes down to getting one of these steps wrong. So let's get through the whole thing step by step from the top. So step 1 is picking the right idea, and honestly, this is where most people mess it up before they have even opened a document. The mistake I see constantly is starting with the question, what content should I make? And this is the wrong starting point. It leads you to making videos that you find interesting, videos that feel good to make, but don't actually bring in the right people to your channel. Every single video idea needs to start with your ICP. Who are you trying to reach? What are they struggling with right now? And what are they actively searching for? Now, there are 3 sources I pull ideas from every single time, and I want you to write these down. The first is sales call objections, the ones that come up over and over no matter how many calls you do. If the same objection is showing up repeatedly, there is demand for a video that addresses it. The second is FAQs from DMs and emails. If multiple people are asking the same question, there is a clear signal you should make a video about it. That question deserves its own video. And third, and this is the most important one for top of funnel content, is search terms. What is your ICP literally typing into Google or YouTube right now, today, this month? These are the ideas that bring in cold traffic completely on autopilot because people are actively searching for them. And by the way, the interesting thing about search-based ideas is that the intent behind them is completely different from social media traffic. Someone who found your video because they typed a specific question into YouTube is not casually scrolling. They are actively looking for an answer for their question, and that's your ideal viewer. But before you script anything, you need to validate the idea first. So you need to run it through this checklist. And by the way, you can screenshot this if you want to use it for later. So ask yourself 4 questions. Is this top of funnel, which means search based on cold traffic, middle funnel, which means authority and trust building, or bottom funnel, which means case study and conversion content? Does the title match a real search term, or is it just interesting to you? Would your ICP see this title and immediately recognize themselves in it within the first 5 seconds? And is it specific enough? For example, Klaviyo setup in 2026 obviously beats fix your email marketing. The more specific the idea, the more it speaks directly to the person searching for exactly that thing. So now I want to show you how this played out for a real client we actually work with. So this is my client Luca. He runs an email and SMS marketing agency for e-com brands. So his niche is clear. We identified that Klaviyo setup is one of the highest search terms in his entire space. So people type this when they are actively trying to figure out or fix their email setup. This sits in top of funnel because it pulls cold traffic through search, and it also doubles as a credibility piece because anyone who watches sees real technical depth from someone who does this every single day, which feeds directly into middle funnel trust building without any extra effort. So the result was the video how to set up Klaviyo email marketing in 2026 full setup, and it was not just a random idea, it was a part of a 12 video content plan designed to cover top, middle, and bottom funnel together, so the whole channel works as one connected system rather than a bunch of random videos. Specific beats broad every single time for B2B, so remember that. Now step 2 is writing the hook, and this is the most important 30 seconds of the entire video because it determines whether someone stays or clicks away. So now I need you to understand something about B2B viewers specifically. They have very little patience. They are business owners, so they are busy. They opened up YouTube with a specific question in mind, and they want to know within the first few seconds whether this video is going to answer it or just waste their time. If you waste those first few seconds, you will lose them permanently. So the hook is one part of the video you script word for word every single time. 10 to 40 second max. The sweet spot for B2B is around 30 seconds because obviously you need enough time to hit the 3 things every hook needs, but not so much time that you are rambling before you have even started. So those 3 things are the who, the what, and the why. The who means calling out exactly who this video is for, so the right viewer immediately knows it's made for them. The what means telling them what they are going to get, and the why means giving them a reason to trust you before you have taught them anything. It results in numbers, social proof, something that earns credibility in the first few seconds. And there are 3 things to keep in mind while writing it. Never ever open a video with "Hey guys, welcome back to the channel" or some bullshit like that. This kills your hook immediately because it signals to the viewer that you're about to waste their time. Your first lines need to confirm the click. The viewer clicked because your title and thumbnail promises something specific. So your first sentence needs to immediately confirm that promise. As you can see here, for example, this is my client Luca. This was the first 2 lines of his video, which says, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete Klaviyo setup for e-com brands of 2026. And this is the exact same foundation we build for every client we onboard, blah, blah, blah. We have worked with 40 plus DCC brands over the past 4 years and generated X, Y, and Z results. So this clearly confirms the click and gives clear credibility, which position Luca as the authority who knows what he's talking about. If they clicked on a Klaviyo setup video and your first sentence is about something unrelated, they are gone. So follow the structure every time, state what's covered, drop your proof, name the problem your ICP will recognize, and then promise the fix. Now let's see exactly how that plays out, broken down line by line using the Klaviyo video as the example. Line 1 confirms the click immediately. This video covers a complete Klaviyo setup for e-com brands. The viewer clicked because they wanted a Klaviyo setup guide, and the first sentence tells them they are in the right place. That confirmation alone keeps more people watching because they feel like they made the right choice by clicking. Line 2 drops the why before teaching anything. $50 million generated across clients over 4 years, and this is placed this early on purpose. Credibility needs to be established before you start showing people how to do things. Otherwise, they are sitting there wondering who you are and whether any of this worth listening to. The number answers that question immediately. Line 3 names the common problem that e-com brands running Klaviyo will recognize instantly, and this acts as the who because anyone watching sees their own situation described in that line and thinks, yes, that's me, this video is for me. And line 4 is the promise in the script. It says setting up right from day one so you're not leaving revenue on the table, and this is exactly what they are going to get by saying and watching the full video. So the total runtime of this hook is going to be under 30 to 40 seconds, and this is exactly what a B2B hook should look like. Now step 3 is the body, which makes up about 90% of the video, and the most important rule here is to not script it word for word. I know you might ask why. Basically, scripting your body word for word is one of the biggest mistakes you could do, because when you read the script on a camera for 10 to 15 minutes straight, you sound flat, you sound robotic, you sound unnatural on camera. So instead, write bullets, or you can just use a Mario board like what I'm doing here. If you're going to write bullets, just have 3 to 5 main points for the whole video, and you use those bullets as your guide while you are recording. Glance at them between sentences, and for each point you should follow a specific loop. You start with the context, what this thing is, explained as simply as possible so anyone watching can follow it. Then you move to application, how to actually do it with a real example, give actual concrete steps someone could follow, and then framing, which is why this matters and how it connects to the bigger picture of what you are building. And then lastly, a re-hook at the end of each point, where you tease why the next point matters a lot before you move on. This keeps the viewer locked in because they feel like there is always something important coming next they should not miss out on. Now, there are 2 structural rules that matter a lot. First, depth wins. Give away the full process, every single step, every detail, nothing held back. Your ICP still needs your implementation regardless of how much you show in the video. In fact, the more value you give, the more trust you build, and the more they want to hire you to do it for them because you actually prove that you know what you're talking about. Second, order matters. Lead with your strongest point every single time. Never open the body with your weakest section, because the first point is what determines whether someone watches the rest, and if you lose them in the first main points, the rest of the video doesn't matter because they already left the video. So this is pretty much it when it comes to body, pretty simple. And by the way, this is like a real example of what we gave my client Luca. You can just pause the video and read this, or like screenshot it for later, whatever. So let's move on to step 4, which is recording. Now I want to be clear about something. You do not need an expensive studio setup for B2B YouTube, but it definitely does need to look sophisticated, because your ICP is a business owner who is evaluating you as a potential partner and who is willing to pay you multiple figures, like 4 to 5 figures. So they are looking at your content and making judgments whether you are someone worth working with, and your production quality is one of the signals they use to make that judgment, even if they are not consciously aware of it. This is a clear example from my client's video, Luca. As you can see, good lighting, clean background, not like much going on. When a high-ticket buyer sees a messy background and immediately feels less confident in you, they see shaky footage and bad audio, and it creates friction. Obviously, it makes them trust you less before you've even said anything. So you always want to make sure you establish that halo effect, because it really helps in business. And trust me when I say this, the halo effect in online business actually matters a lot, because people these days actually judge the book by its cover. So what signals sophistication versus what kills it? Sophistication signals a clean, uncluttered background. It also signals good lighting, natural or a simple key light. When it comes to your microphone, you have 2 choices. Either one of those microphones that clips on your 2 shorts, just like this DJI one I have here. I don't know if you can see this. Or the other option, which is what I'm using right now, is a USB professional mic. This is a Shure mic. You can get this for around $400, and it's pretty good. The quality is really good. I definitely recommend a Shure mic, but if your budget is limited, you can always use those that clip on your t-shirt. They are pretty good as well. And you also need a stable camera or tripod. So what actually kills sophistication is messy backgrounds, harsh overhead lighting, bad audio quality, and shaky handheld footage. None of this requires thousands of dollars. A decent USB mic, a ring light or natural window light, a clean wall or bookshelf behind you, and your phone or a basic camera on a tripod, that's pretty enough to look sophisticated. For me personally, when it comes to the camera, I use a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's really good. You can get it for like around $600 or $700, and it comes with a mic that you can clip on your t-shirt. So that's already a full recording setup for only less than $700. Now, there are two formats that work really well for B2B, and you should know when to use each one. The first format we have, which is talking head, which is direct to camera. This is the best for hooks and outros and opinion-based content where your personality and creativity need to come through clearly. This is exactly where the viewer is connecting with you as a person, so your face and energy need to be front and center. Share screens are the best for tutorials and step-by-step processes where you're actually showing someone how to do something inside a tool. This format works especially well because it lets the viewer follow along visually while you narrate, which is way more effective than just describing steps without showing them. So there is a practical rule on recording time. If your bullet points are structured properly, you should be able to record a full video in 20 to 40 minutes. If it's taking you hours to get through the recording, the bullet points are not tight enough. So restructure them before you record again. So that's all when it comes to recording. Now, step 5, which is editing. The rule for B2B is clean and minimal, not flashy or fast-paced editing. Your ICP is a business owner who opened this video to get specific information. They are not scrolling for entertainment. They just want the value delivered clearly. So this is an actual example for my client's Luca video. You can watch this.
In this video, I'm walking you through the complete Klaviyo setup for brands in 2026. This is the exact foundation that we build for every single client that we onboard. We've worked with 40 plus DTC brands in the last 4 years and generated over 52 million US dollars in revenue.
So as y'all can see, pretty simple, minimalistic, clean editing style. So a 30 to 40 minute raw recording typically cuts down to a 12 to 16 minute final video after you remove all the dead space. That gap is completely normal. You are removing dead space, not value. The finished video will feel tighter and more professional because of it. So step 6 is the title and thumbnail, and I want you to understand something about this step specifically. It doesn't matter how good the content inside the video is if nobody clicks on it. Your title and thumbnail are the entire packaging. They are the reason someone decides to click or scroll past your video. And for B2B YouTube specifically, getting this right is what separates channels that grow from channels that just stay invisible. So your title should be written exactly how your ICP would type it into the search bar, not how would you describe the video, not what sounds clever, exactly how they search, and include a year if it's relevant because it signals that the content is current. So here are two title formulas that work consistently for B2B. How to achieve a specific outcome in 2026. How to achieve a specific outcome in 2026 with a format descriptor in brackets. Or it could be how to solve a specific problem for your niche business. So both of these match real search intent and give the viewer a clear idea of what they are clicking into. For the thumbnail, there are 5 crucial rules to follow every single time. First, your face should take up 30 to 50% of the frame while looking directly at the camera. 4 words or less of text on the thumbnail. High contrast, no clutter background, only one specific outcome, not multiple competing messages. And your title and thumbnails should say the same thing. Misalignment will kill clicks or attention. Now let's see exactly how this played out on the Klaviyo example video. The title is How to Set Up Klaviyo Email Marketing in 2026 Full Setup. It matches almost word for word what an e-com brand owner types when they are looking into their email setup. The word full signals comprehensiveness because the viewer wants everything, not just one piece of the puzzle. The thumbnail, as you can see, the client's face is taking about 40-30% of the frame. While looking at the camera, you can just see it here clearly, plus a cropped screenshot of the Shopify dashboard, actually not Klaviyo. This is a mistake. But anyways, when you show a dashboard, this means an instant visual confirmation before reading any text. And your text should be short, direct, reinforces. In our case here, it's full Klaviyo guide. So now step 7 is the description, tags, and CTA. And the most important thing to know about your CTA is this. It always should point to booking a call, not like and subscribe, not check the link for more info, an actual call. For B2B, that's the only CTA that makes sense because a call is where the sale happens. So your descriptions should follow a specific order, and most people get this wrong by burying the most important link at the bottom where nobody sees it. So your first line should be your booking link. This matters more than anything else. Line 2 to 3, you should have other important links. This could be your lead magnets, resources, or socials. Then after that, describe the video packed naturally with a bunch of keywords. You could also contain timestamps, and this is optional. If your video was so long, if it was like a 3-course video, I would highly recommend having timestamps because it helps viewers, plus it also helps with SEO. Now, this is an example of my client Luca video. You can just pause the screen and read this if you would like to. Specific long tail keywords, phrases your ICP would actually type, not generic single words with no intent behind them. Now, step 8, which is the last step, is posting in the and distributing beyond just YouTube. And this is the exact step where most agencies leave the most value on the table, because they post a video, wait for the algorithm to find it, and that's the end of the process for them. Every single video should work in multiple places, not just sit on the channel waiting to be found. For your posting cadence, 1 to 2 videos per week is the sweet spot. This is enough to build momentum without burning it. Consistency over time is the most important thing. Now, what distribution actually looks like for your video. Your email list. You could send it as a resource. LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You could cut your video into articles, tweets, or clips. You could also use your video as a pre-call asset, which you send to prospects before sales calls. You could use your video for your landing page, embedded as social proof if it was a bottom funnel video, a client interview, or a case study breakdown. So 1 video, 4 places running simultaneously, and this is how you build a content system that actually compounds over time instead of just adding videos to a channel that nobody finds. So that's a complete step-by-step process for creating YouTube videos for your B2B agency in 2026. So if you want my agency Sign Media to build this entire system for your business done for you, just click the first link in the description below and book a call personally with me to see if we're the right fit to work together. We handle everything done for you, from strategy, scripting, editing, thumbnails, SEO, posting, and distribution. So all you have to do is record for 2 to 3 hours a month, and we handle all the heavy stuff for you. And if you want to see how I help my client next scale from 20k to 92k a month with organic content, then watch the video appearing on your screen right now. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next one. Peace out.